We're back now from an amazing week at Chelsea, and things here have really been growing with all the sunshine and rain that we've had. Take for example this Thalictrum aquilegifolium thundercloud, quite appropriately named for today's weather. It sends up a superb array of flower stems which are topped by a hazy, fuzzy show of purple flowers. They add a marvellous, gentle effect in midsummer, which contrasts well with more stately, formal plants. The seed heads are equally as attractive, but the real reason for the second part of the plant's name is that the leaves look very, very similar to those of an aquilegia. Thalictrum's a really versatile plant because it'll grow in full sun or in part shade, just like this courtyard is here. It grows about a metre high, and it will grow, if allowed, to about 45 centimetres across, and it is a herbaceous perennial, so you can cut it down in winter and divide it to get yourself more plants. While we've been away at Chelsea, the guys have been getting on with grout in the patio, which is great news, but I'm going to go and finish the gravel garden. That's the last of it, and all we need to do now is spread it. On this side of the gravel garden, we've gone for a hardcore which has been compacted underneath the gravel, and that's because we're going to put a potting shed on this area up against this south facing wall, and hopefully it'll have a lovely sedum roof or maybe even wildflowers. On the other side of the gravel garden, we've prepared the soil underneath and incorporated lots of horticultural grit, and that means that we can go and plant it up. But before I do that, I guess I need to finish this off first. I'm now going to plant this sea thrift into the gravel. They really like really good drainage, so I'm just going to scrape the gravel back. So we just dig out a hole. We have improved this soil with some gravel to make it even more free draining. But what I'm just going to do is put in a small amount of compost, and this will just make sure that we get good connection between the root ball and the surrounding soil. Tip the plant out of its pot. It's got a really nice network of roots under there, really compact. Just pop the plant in its hole, making sure it's at the same level as it is in the pot, and then just feed in some compost around the edges. Now this is purely to make sure you get that good adhesion between the roots and the new growing medium. I'm just going to wedge that down, lift this little skirt of leaves, and then push back the gravel just to tidy the whole job up. And with this nice gravel mulch and free draining soil, this plant will be really happy. Talking about being happy, my hostas have never been so happy. In this dappled shade area of the garden, we usually get problems with slugs, but since I put down this gravel, we've not had one slug hole. Mind you, if you were a slug, would you really want to scrape across this with your bare belly? That's better. Join me next week when we'll be working in the courtyard, taking out the seasonal planting and really looking at some of the problems that we've had over the winter. But until then, have a great gardening week.